Janice from Fleurs. Welcome into the studio today. I am doing a little quick catch-up video. If you want to know all about what I've been working on the past few months as I try to get back into the studio here in the fall. And it is a preview for the upcoming end of summer sale that I typically have in August, but this year it's going to be in September, specifically September 12th to the 24th. I also wrote a blog post if you're more interested in reading, and that also includes what I did on my summer vacation. So a few pictures of things that we ran around and did. Particularly, we went to the Florida Keys the last couple weeks of August, which is why the sale is late. And I share a few photos of that if you're interested in a little bit of behind the scenes or personal life or anything there. You can check that out on the Rue de Fleur blog. But here today, I am coming to you to talk about one of the collections that I've worked with over the past several months and all of the things that I've made with that. So I'm kind of trying to work a little bit more with collections right now and be very conscious about using up everything before I move on to something else. And it's hopefully going to last a while. We'll see. But I was able to get a lot of stuff. And now that I'm looking back, I'm really proud of what I've been able to get. And I still have some left to work with. So I ordered this bundle that I'm calling the Fields, and I really originally ordered it because my daughter wanted a new patchwork minky blanket for her bed that's a little bit more reflective of her as a preteen, and she is very into sketching and wildflowers and all of that kind of stuff, a little bit of a boho vibe. So she helped me pick a lot of this fabric, which I think is really cool. And we based it off of this Sharon Holland print that from Art Gallery Fabrics, and it has a beautiful wildflower cluster with some nice teal blues and peacock blues, olive green, goldenrod color, tiger lily, some corals, a very small hint of like a lilac on a peach soft coral background. And that was really the jumping off point. You can see more about all of the fabrics that I chose and why in a recent blog post that I did about building your best bundle. So I walk you through how I take an inspiration fabric and then choose all of the other fabrics that are going to go along with it. So I still have an entire box left. I ordered, I believe, a yard of each of the fabrics I wanted to work with because I had two projects that were my original mission. One was the patchwork minky blanket for my daughter that was a twin size, and the second was a throw size that I wrote a patchwork minky blanket pattern for We Like Sewing magazine that I've been a regular contributor to for several months since like last winter when they start having calls for artists to write patterns for them. So I'm very honored to be a regular contributor there. You can go to welikesewing.com and check out their online magazine. They have lots of sewing inspiration and great patterns. Some of them are from me, which I'm going to highlight for you here. My July cover story for the We Like Sewing magazine was the patchwork minky blanket. So this is a free pattern that you can get over there. And it is a throw size that I created using all of the field prints, just without like one or two that I specifically chose for my daughter to give a little bit more of that sketchbook vibe. These just focus on the wildflowers and some of the geometrics. But this is a 60 by 60 throw, and it has that beautiful swirl minky backing and in a cream that wraps around the edge. And this will be for sale in the shop for the summer sale or the end of summer sale. So you can buy the cover girl, and it's a nice large size, nice large throw, 60 by 60, all handmade, hand pieced, fabrics hand curated and hand selected, my whole thing. So then after that one, I also have partially ready to go another top that uses a few more varied sizes. So this one I included some more brick sized and some smaller rectangles. It has a little bit more of a patchy feel, and there are a few more varieties of fabrics to help extend the collection. But again, it's still basically the same color combination with a few more of the darker golden colors pulled in, and a little rust, some more taupes, but they all have that same wildflower sketchbook vibe. This one has some feathers included as well, and I just love it. It all helped pull in some fabrics from my stash that I could use up that coordinated really beautifully, and again, it just keeps that one-of-a-kind nature going. As you can see in my bin, I have some pieces left, so I intend to make yet another patchwork quilt or patchwork blanket and back it either in Minky. I have some light blue left over from the PMB that I made my son last year, so that might work really well with this. Or I also have a little bit of cream left over from my daughters, so we'll see how that ends up. That likely will not be ready for the sale just because I'm running out of time, and you can see it's still 100% in pieces. But I will be participating in the Perry County Council of the Arts Artisan Market coming up for the holidays, and I plan to have some of these things ready for that as well. Or you can just check the shop for the holidays and shop there, but I can't have everything ready all the time, especially since I still don't have my sewing machine this week. It is still at service from when I was on vacation. So then after that, I used the offcuts from trimming up the blocks for the Patchwork Minky blanket for my daughter, as well as for We Like Sewing, and just had a few strips left over, and I laid those out in an X pattern on the floor and added a few additional things from my stash to make this X mark throw quilt, which you can see more about in my recent blog post about that. That one is already up in the shop if you're interested in having a look at it. I pulled in a few deeper colors, so there's a little bit more of a forest green and a purple and a little bit deeper of a taupe. It also has some hand-stitched details in it with embroidery floss in a couple of the corners, and I am going to be working on writing a pattern for this as well. If you are interested in buying patterns from me and making your own, I have several things out already, and now that I've been writing for We Like Sewing, as soon as their publication contract time limit is up, I will be putting more of those things up. So if you enjoy making your own things and using me as inspiration rather than a shop, you can check that out, and more will be coming soon as those start to time out. Another pattern that I wrote for We Like Sewing that I believe is featured in their August issue is the Echo bottle bags. So I have a few of those ready in my shop right now, and I have one in a black and gold geometric if you're more into that style, but the one that I made and wrote the pattern off of is the floral. I bought this along with the other wildflower collection, but then I felt like 2 wildflower feature fabrics was too much, so it's still quite beautiful. This one's also from Sharon Holland and for Art Gallery Fabrics, and it has beautiful colors. It's got that teal and taupe and the coral colors and a little bit of that tiger lily. And then I paired that with a coordinating dot and an ombre teal. The Echo bottle bags have a nice opening for you to put a bottle in while you're walking. They have a little pouch slide pocket for phones, and they have a little clip for your keys, or if you're like me and you walk your doggy and you need doggy bags, you can clip that stuff on here. And then it has a crossbody that you can wear over your side, and it hangs down. It fits all ages, as you can see from the listing. My daughter is wearing a tester one in one of those listings, and she is 11 and I am not 11, so they fit a lot of people in different sizes. And I have 2 that are in the wildflower. They're never exactly the same. They have different straps and different linings because I never make anything the same twice. So that's kind of the reason that I get on here and showcase everything, and then also try to include it in a blog post and write really detailed descriptions for the shop, because I never make things the same. That's boring. I'm not a factory. I make things by hand. Everything is designed by me, or I use other independent designer patterns occasionally. And I curate everything myself. I have a big collection of fabric. And I'm always thinking about it. It never just comes like off the rack. It's very considered. So I want you to know that each thing is individual to you. And I rarely make something the same or make it even twice. So I want you to be able to know if you want to get something. Then along that same lines with that, I wrote and submitted already another pattern that will be coming out in We Like Sewing this fall for a bear claw on point block. They're nice big blocks. I think if I remember, it finishes at like 26 or something. But I use that same wildflower print along with like a batik from my stash and another mint green accent floral. And I'm going to be finishing this as a wall hanging with some nice big chunky stitches. And that will either be done for the shop sale or it will be headed to artisan market and up for the holidays. So if you're interested in like a really beautiful wall hanging, a piece of decor to soften and enhance your room, then I have one of those coming for you. That was a tester for the pattern that's coming out. I have to test everything that I make and make sure that it works before I even make the sample. So that's how I get a lot of the things that I make right now. Then leftovers from the Fields collection. These are the off trimmings from the X Mark, and I turned them into fun little mug rugs. So I have the 7x9, which is more of like a snack size, so you could fit your cup and also like some little cookies over here. And then you can just toss them in the wash and it keeps your desk clean. So if you're working at home, these are awesome, or take them to the office. Great office gift. You could roll them up and add some little tea bags, tie them, add some tea bags and a cute coffee mug. It's a great gift for a coworker. I have a smaller size that is more of like a postcard, or larger than a postcard, I guess. They're 6x7. And you get two. So you have one that you can wash and one that you can use. And then I made a couple in the blue-gray colorway that are just scraps from my bin, just because they were fun and I like using scraps. And I'm trying to be better about using scraps this year, and just doing like fun little improv things. But all of those are already up in the shop right now. So you can go have a look at them. And then the La Rue de Fleurs end of summer sale will be running August 12th through the 24th. You can check out more information and read about it on the blog. It's laruedefleur.com/blog, where I kind of document everything. It's my living, breathing portfolio of what I'm working on and making. I try to include step-by-step and detailed information. Sometimes post the videos there that I upload to YouTube, or you can also check me out on YouTube, which you're obviously already doing, and that's La Rue de Fleur at YouTube. And I'm going to try to get back into being more regular on that. That's my plan for this year. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you will shop my sale at laruedefleur.etsy.com, and that will be September 12th through 24th. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, and stay creative, friends.